Hey everybody, it is Tisha. How are you? It is wonderful to see you. Of course, I don't actually see you, at all. And I'm making this video on December 26th, and I wanted to say happy holiday, Merry Christmas, happy holiday to all of you, whether you're celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. Happy holidays to you, and I hope you had a very, very happy holiday. Also, I wanted to say to those who lost relatives this year, last year, my condolences to you. I lost my stepmother last year. I thought that I was going to get through the year 2020 without any loss of life, but my stepmother, she passed, and the title of this video is called What is Burnout? And I'm going to be dealing with workplace burnout, but her passing is what really caused my not cause, but was the straw that broke the camel's back for my emotional burnout. And I'll make another video, with regard to that. But I want to talk about workplace burnout, as I said, because a lot of people I notice are not returning to work, and for for good reason, no doubt, is because sometimes employers have the tendency to feel, some employers, definitely not all, you have good employers out there, and I applaud the good employers out there, but you have some employers that have the tendency to feel that because they're giving you a job, they can treat you however you want, and if you don't like it, you can go find another job. And so many people did that. Some people are finding their own creative voices. Some people, they're just not excited about, with this whole COVID pandemic, they're just not excited about returning to work. And no doubt some people have been feeling like that for an exuberantly long time. So I want to talk to you about what is workplace burnout. So I'm citing my source. I got this from A Very Well Mind, and I'm sorry that I have to look off screen. I tried to print out some of the things I wanted to say, but that didn't work out. So sorry about that. So let's talk about it. What is workplace burnout? According to A Very Well Mind, workplace burnout is a reaction to prolonged or chronic job stress that is characterized by three main dimensions: exhaustion, feelings of reduced professional ability, and cynicism. And that means less identification with the job. Some of the most common signs of burnout is alienation from work activities. People distance themselves from people at work or various workplace activities because they feel numb. Physical symptoms. Some people, they have horrible migraines or just regular headaches with regarding to issues, the stress that they're feeling at work. Some are even stomach issues, intestinal issues. You have emotional exhaustion. Burnout causes people to feel drained, unable to cope, and tired. They often lack the energy to get the job done. And finally, reduced performance. Burnout mainly affects everyday tasks at work or even at home. When someone's main job involves caring for family members, individuals with burnout feel negative about those tasks, and they have difficulty concentrating, or they feel lack of creativity. I remember years ago when I was a younger woman, my boss told me, and I definitely heard this on more than one occasion, that you had employers that felt like they could talk to you any way they wanted to because they were the boss and you were the employee. And if you even so much as said, I don't appreciate that, or you responded in a firm way, not even snippy, but firm way, or maybe it was snippy, then they wanted to write you up for insubordination, even though the disrespect started from them. And one time I was in a 7-Eleven, and I had this, I was purchasing something, and the employee said something to her manager. She said, "I guess I'll go mop the floor." And the manager said, "About time." And I said to her, "You must be the manager." And she said, "Yeah, that means I can say whatever I want to say to her. She just can't say anything back." Unfortunately, I did not respond to that. I didn't say no, no ma'am. That's not what being a manager means. I didn't say anything because that had been what I had come out of that had caused my burnout with that job, but I didn't even know what burnout was at the time. Burnout has 5 main causes. I'm sorry, I'm about to cough. Excuse me. Unreasonable time pressure. Now, I'm not going to read all of them. I mean, the definitions for all of these, you can, I'll put it down below. You definitely can find it. But unreasonable time pressures. Employers want to give you a job done, but give you an unreasonable time pressure. I'm already getting a bad memory about something that happened to me years ago. Lack of communication and support from a manager. You get that? Lack of role clarity. You're really not clear on what your role is. An unmanageable workload. A few years ago, even before COVID, the job market changed after the real estate crisis, and jobs were reduced down 3 jobs to 1 person doing those jobs. And employers, companies expected the pay didn't really increase, but companies expected people to do the work. And the last one is, and this is my thingy, unfair treatment. Let me read this. Employees who feel they are treated unfairly at work are 2 to 3 times more likely to experience a high level of burnout. Unfair treatment may include such things like favoritism, unfair compensation, mistreatment from a coworker or a manager. Very well, mine just said a coworker, but I put down manager. And I was going to give 4 examples, but I'm just going to give 1, maybe 2. The straw that almost broke my back was back in 2019. I decided to return to work and as a temp, because when I was younger, I used to love working as a temp. So I decided to return to work, and I met with this particular manager. It was going to be a long-term assignment, and I was like, yay, okay, fine. And we sat down and we talked, and he was so sweet. And working there, it was busy, but it just seemed like, it was fine. So when I got ready to leave, I gave him a fist bump, and then, I left. The next day, I am not even joking, working with him was like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Obviously, he wanted me to know that he wasn't a nice guy. So what ended up happening was, as I was doing the duties that he laid out for me, he called me over, and I would say, do you want me to finish doing this before I, come over? He'd say something like, Tisha, can you come over and do ABC? I say, sure. Do you want me to finish this while, before I come over? Tisha, will you come over to do A, B, and C? Okay. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's just a miscommunication, because he was Mr. Nice Guy yesterday. And then I'm working, not standing still, but I'm working, doing what he told me to do. Tisha, can you do XYZ? Sure. Do you want me to finish doing, this task first? Tisha, will you do XYZ? I'm like, okay. Because I'm wondering now what's wrong. And then it got a little busy that day. And he called me over, stopped me once again from doing something that he told me to do, to come over to him. And I came over. I said, yeah, you wanted to see me? He was like, yeah, I got something for you to do. I said, yeah, you said you'd call me over when you wanted me to accomplish this. I don't see anything in front of me. He was like, you know what, it's a little busy, here, and so forth. So can you give me a moment and you can reduce the attitude? I said, I don't have an attitude. Yeah, you do. And I was like, you know what? I don't care. You know what? I have dealt with this, people like him, all throughout my work time. I am not going to sit up here and give 100% to someone who is misogynistic, who needs to use me as a verbal punching bag to make himself feel better. I called my agency. I did what he told me to do. I took a washroom break. No matter how busy it was, I took a washroom break. I called my agency. I said, no, no, absolutely not. And I explained to them what happened. Just because you're the boss doesn't mean you get to talk to people the way you want to. Just because you're the boss, that does not mean you can treat people as an option. Yes, there are many people out there that are looking for a job, but there aren't a lot of good people out there that's going to take, your foolishness simply because you need to feel like the main man or you need to feel like the main woman. And just working there those 2 days, I found out it was a very toxic work environment. So my encouragement to you, if you feel that you have experienced workplace burnout, as much as you can, take a step back. I can't tell you to quit, but definitely take a step back. And definitely do some self-care. I'm going to put some tips in below of some things that you can do to take care of yourself. I'm going to put this article down below as well, what you can do to take care of yourself. But most definitely, some of these jobs, I know we have families to take care of, and I know we have very, very difficult situations. But let me tell you, if you crash and burn, that job will have someone else to fill your role. And for one job that does not appreciate you, you have another job that will be more than willing to take your talents. Invest in you, invest in your education, invest in your mental health, invest in your emotional health. People who treat you poorly, it's just not worth it. To go to work 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 hours and you're full of stress every single day and you're no good for yourself, your family, other activities, and you hate getting up. For me, once it got to the point where I would come home from work, relax, and I would stay in bed up until I got ready to go to work the next day. No, that's not a life. That's not a life. Learn to invest in yourself, and if much as possible, learn to find something that you can enjoy. You are not someone's, like I said, mental, emotional, verbal punching bag, for them to feel big at by making you feel small when you have the talents that they need. I hope there was something that I said that was helpful. Please, you take care. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. Please click like and subscribe so the videos can come directly to you as we make them. Also, we would love for you to subscribe to our other social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And so we can continue to do great things, please feel free to donate to Cash App or Venmo. This is so we can create our own talk show that we will stream directly to you. Thank you so much. Have a great day and a very happy New Year.